Welcome guys, as usually let's start with the USD CAD. As we see, green, everything points to the upside, but we didn't reach the previous high yet. There is time for some consolidation or pullback, but in the long-term run, I would like to see the price to go up. Actually, as we see on the weekly basis, still going strongly up and everything is in green. And on the daily, we see some signs to the downside, but it should be temporary. Okay, now the NZD went up and looks like the main is holding. But as you see, the price didn't go anywhere, but it made some space on Destroyer for himself, so it has the potential to go even higher. Actually, but carefully, because if it goes higher, that will be a divergence move. Euro CHF already made a drawing. As you see, the structure is broken, went to the downside, but as you see, Euro CHF is still under the zero line on monthly basis, and I think that should follow one more move to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for. On weekly basis, it went on a high spot, and as I see, here was zero line cross, so it was a nice rejection from this point. You can point to that as well. Okay, Euro GBP. The Euro GBP was dancing on the drought level and without a divergence decided to go, but there is a divergence possibility to the downside. As you see on a daily basis, it has to form first, but on the monthly basis still a possibility for an up divergence. But if they're gonna pull back the price to this point in the next 9 days, then the buy will disappear and this should continue to the downside. But the zones are already given. Okay. DXY. The DXY was beautiful, and as you see, we got the buy signal, as I said on the last zooms as well, and went up, perfectly break, retest back on the zone, and went up. We got a sell signal. It needs some space for himself, but I think it is gonna go further. As we see also the weekly basis, it has a momentum that goes to the upside, so let's just follow that momentum. CXY went to the downside after a huge consolidation, and it was something to expect because this was under the zero line and this is under the zero line since January. So that was what we were looking for. And it still has some in it, but time for some sideways move and correctional move. But after that, I would say, let's go even more to the downside. Okay, here is the main target. The AXY started to move to the downside, everything starting to go into red. The REMA as well, pointing to the downside finally. It's just started. As we see on the weekly basis, everything is in red, so the colors are matching. Here is a divergence, which could mean a pullback, but as you see, we are under the zero line, and even if it goes back, it just pull back and it should continue to the downside. This and this are the main targets. Then the AXY. The AXY gonna have interest rate decision. And as you see, even on monthly basis, there is something forming divergence. On daily basis, there is no divergence, but on on weekly basis, there is also huge potential for divergence. Even if the momentum is pointing to it downside, I don't think they're gonna push it back like that. There is too many divergences, and it should activate. Actually, it's gonna be next week, Friday. That we have this interest rate. Until then, we have to see something on daily basis, so it should go first to the upside. Okay, but if you're trading on the interest rate decisions, look for the signs on 50 minutes and 1 minute. BXY made a divergence to the downside, and it started to fall down as well. On daily basis, we could see this beautiful divergence, and after that, the zero line crossed and it just went to the downside. And everything is mostly in red, so I will just follow the momentum in this case. The SXY is something different. As you see on monthly basis, this is still stronger above the zero line. So this will explain what is happening on the Euro CHF. And looks like this reaching some bottom, and there was also divergence. But should wait on the zero line cross, and after that we can see a huge move from the Swiss franc against the euro, for example. Okay, but it has still some potential to the downside until the red dominating. Okay, the AXY almost the same as you see, red. We just follow the AXY the same, and we are going to the gold, which is pointing to the upside. I already draw my idea on the gold. First, here was a divergence opportunity, and they made a pullback. After that, we just saw crazy up move. This is not a point when you trade against gold. Like, don't try it. Even if it goes to the downside, it's still bullish, but there is some potential already forming. So it's gonna have some retest, some pullback. Okay. Then the BTC. The BTC on monthly basis goes up. On daily basis, we have 2 green, 1 red. I would wait for the zero line break, but right now I would expect something. And as you see on the weekly basis, the longer we stay here in this area, the bigger chance gonna form here for a divergence. And that's the main point. I already drew here this, and you can see this. We are almost in the same place, but this was at 40K. And if it goes further for the next 2 weeks, until this point, we're gonna have a divergence. Okay. Let's see where it goes. And after that, let's say goes a bit, or even a bit more, but I would expect something like this. Okay, this is nice. Yes. All right. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, then the next this week is Monday, then Tuesday, some HCOB and S&P, which could bring some liquidity in the market. Wednesday, the CPY, a lot of out-day news should bring some liquidity in the market. After that, retail and durable goods, but those are not main events, so don't think it's gonna be something big. The GDP and jobless claims together can impact the market. And Friday, the interest rate decision at 5 o'clock. That's something that you should wake up for, in my opinion. But remember what it was last time. Just a mess. So be prepared for that. And PCA and closing with Michigan. The week after that, we're gonna have a crazy Monday with a lot of news. And after that, Tuesday, with also some GDPs from the euro and CPY from the euro. So those are bigger things. Wednesday, unemployment rate. Those are also big news from the MCD. S&P, the ADP. Careful with that. Jolt at 16. So yeah, and interest rate, of course, at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Thursday, a lot of high impact news and jobless claims coming in. But the Friday is NFP day, the week after next week. And we are closing with the ESM, which is also a high impact news. Okay. All right. Thanks for your attention. We see each other next in 2 weeks. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.